it's here from Pop Turn and speak to Rafael Federman about Society of the Snow, which is streaming now worldwide, globally on Netflix. It's currently the #1 movie in the world in over 80 countries. Welcome to the show, man. Bienvenido a la entrevista.
Thank you very much.
This is really exciting. It's interesting because I'm sure you talked to, your cast and, the crew about, the film festivals and it goes to movie theaters and like people were really liking it and everything. And then it drops on Netflix and more people get to watch it. It's crazy. What has it been like hearing and seeing the reception of the movie on Netflix?
Well, I've been thrilled about the reception in Netflix. I think it's amazing to see people from all around the world deeply moved, and I've been receiving tons of messages about people very excited and moved by the film, which is amazing.
Absolutely. In terms of the audition process, how does that work? I do know from talking to a lot of your castmates, it was a long process, so I'm sure you're going to talk about that. But I'm just curious, did you audition for one of the Stroud brothers? Like, did you audition for a bunch of characters? Like, I'm just curious about that for you.
Well, I already worked with Maria Laura Birch, which was the cast director with Yair Said and Javier Breyer also. So working with her is always amazing. And the cast process was a very long process. And it was, we always worked with self-tapes or this cast by Zoom.
Yep.
But I made, I always casted for these Trouch castings. Yeah. I mean, I didn't cast for any other characters.
Yeah.
So after that, there were some auditions in Uruguay with Bayona, which I couldn't make it because I was shooting another series for HBO, and I couldn't make the plane trip, the plane flight. So I thought I wasn't going to be in this movie because it was very important to be there. But luckily, I could make it. So
no, I know it's crazy. Yeah, actor life. You have a lot of projects happening, and it's always very quick. Emails and everything. So I totally understand.
Yeah.
From a viewer perspective, watching a lot of these scenes, it's very difficult in a lot of ways because obviously it's like the physical kind of components of the crash and the avalanche and everything. Like as a viewer, you're like, oh my goodness, but just the mental state of mind of a lot of these characters, you, Francisco and Esteban as the Stroud brothers too, kind of talking amongst each other about really like important emotional decisions, you know what I mean? And so there's like the physical stuff and then there's like the mental emotional stuff. So I'm just curious from an acting perspective, is there one scene that you're like, this was by far the hardest scene to film in Society of the Snow, or is it tough to pick one specifically?
I think there were a lot of difficult scenes, but I think that the most challenging scene to film was probably the one where we all debated whether to eat meat or not with Marcelo. Yes. Yeah. I think that scene required a very intense group energy, like even from those not directly involved in the dialogue that was happening there. It was the whole plane was engaged in this scene, so we had to create a powerful group dynamic there, and that was very difficult. I think that
it's that again. I think that scene, a couple of your castmates have said that's a very hard scene. Valentino Alonso he said that was the hardest scene. A lot of people obviously were saying the avalanche scene, because the avalanche scene, man, I actually cried when I watched that, because it was tough, because it's the first time everyone's like relaxing under the circumstances.
Yeah, it's kind of cruel.
Yeah,
you're having like the first relax in the film, and then that scene was very difficult also. But I think that the conditions were there to work easily in a way. I mean, it was like a very intense scene.
Mm-hmm. Some of your cast also never saw or worked in snow before. Like, it was real snow. Like, was that your your first time with snow?
No.
But some people haven't. Apparently, from what I hear, some people, it's like the first time maybe they've seen it here and there, but they haven't really worked in the snow before.
Actually, that happened to the real characters of this story. I mean, they were from Uruguay. They don't have snow in Uruguay, so that's crazy. That's crazy.
The movie is so real. It's the most real movie like I've ever seen it in my life, to be honest with you. I can't believe it. It's a perfect segue. I mean, Bayona is a genius. I don't think there's much more to say, right? Like, he's a genius.
Yeah.
What was it like working with him? What were the conversations like? I know you had, you were talking to the acting coach a lot. She was there to kind of talk, but like specifically, did you have any conversations with Bayona? Or was it more kind of like, this is my vision, go ahead and do it?
No. We talked a lot with Bayona. We had 2 months of rehearsing process.
Yep.
So I think that it was a fantastic experience. He's a very meticulous director. He's like deeply committed with every detail of the film, and he always was trying to, he emphasized that we have to have this truth in our performances.
Yep.
And I think that was a very inspiring experience. The set was always prepared so we could like perform with a lot of truth. That's what you were saying. I think that that's in the film. Everything that is happening, it's being felt by us. I don't know. It's like we felt every moment. It wasn't. Yeah.
And I'm also creative too. I make movies as well, writing, producing, and I have to tell you, if there's no crew, there's no movie. And the crew of this movie, just incredible, from everything, from set design, from hair, makeup, effects, like just incredible. And I'd like you to say this in Spanish if you want. Please give a big shout out to the crew, Rafael. Go ahead, because the crew of this movie, we need people to know. You can say it in Spanish. Like, this is unbelievable what this crew was able to do.
Yeah. Working with everyone in this film was incredible. It was such. Well, as you're saying, I will say it in Spanish, but...
go for it.
Muchas gracias a todo el equipo técnico, porque sin ellos hubiera sido imposible. I'm saying that it would be... This movie wouldn't be possible with all the work of the crew. Not only of course my partners of the cast crew, but the crew of this film, everyone were working so hard to make it.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
You've been seeing, like, a lot of the casts are active on social media, because a lot of the Netflix accounts have been showing kind of behind the scenes of the movie. The thing that freaks me out is showing the photos from set and then versus the real photos of what happened. Was it crazy to see that back and be like, oh, like, that looks the same? It's like the same thing.
Yeah, I think that was a very special day there. We already knew that we were performing something that was very close to the story that actually happened. But that day, when we made the real photos,
that was all in one day, like most of the photos. So was that like one day?
Yeah. Most of the photos were the same day.
Okay.
Like we worked with the photos.
Okay.
And
was it a long day? Was it like all day?
Yeah. And I think, yeah. And I think that we all understood something new.
Yeah.
Something new that day appeared. Like, okay, we made the same pictures, the same photos. So I don't know. Yeah,
because like there was the Netflix Espanol account posted like comparison, and
like
that was so crazy to see, like unbelievable. Last quick question.
Yep.
The cast is amazing. You all did such an amazing job. I've had the honor and privilege to speak to most of you on my show, and you guys did an incredible job. So congratulations. And I just wanted to know specifically, what was it like kind of working with everyone? I know a lot of you are very close friends now. It's like a family now. But I wanted to know, did you know, because I know a lot of the actors were from Buenos Aires, so I'm wondering if you knew any of them before this movie as well.
Yeah, I knew some of them.
Okay.
Like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
Actually, we shoot together some films.
Yeah.
With other actors, but there were just, I don't know, like 3 or 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But working with everyone on the film was incredible.
Yeah.
As you said, we are like family now.
Yeah.
We formed a very, I don't know, the bond that we formed as a group
for sure
was crucial. Yeah.
So you see it in the movie too. Everyone is like works together under the horrible circumstances, and I think the film really focuses on that. And I think that's what makes it incredible. And like I said, #1 movie on Netflix in over 80 countries, which is crazy, and was recently nominated for a Golden Globe, shortlisted for a lot of Oscar voting. Academy Award voting is almost done basically, so then the nominations are going to come. Fingers crossed. This one deserves all the nominations in the world. I'm saying this. So that's amazing. Yeah, Rafael, thank you so much, man. Muchas gracias. So great chatting with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this interview.
Yeah, absolutely. Your Instagram account is just your name, or is it what's the handle if people want to follow?
No, it's my name, Rafael Federman.
Perfect. Well, this has been Pop Turd at youtube.com/Pop Turd for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Rafael Federman and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.